Happy New Year and welcome back to Ear to the Ground. This week on the programme, Ella is in the west monitoring salmon spawning.
We could be looking at a situation where we've little or no salmon left in the wild.
Helen brings us back to last summer with a lavender harvest.
You'd see people waiting at the top of the field here, come and have their photo taken, or they're doing a little TikTok dance down here amongst the lavender.
And as beef farmers consider reducing stock numbers, I'll be learning more about the potential of organic farming for beef. It's just that you dial back the intensity and let nature kind of do its stuff.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more.
This is the River Deel just outside of Crossmonlina in Mayo. Now, if I was standing here 30 to 40 years ago, this river would be teeming with Atlantic salmon. It is the reality when we talk about nature loss in Ireland. The Atlantic salmon has declined in the last 30 to 40 years by 70%, a really dramatic loss.
It's a piercingly cold morning in mid-December, and I've joined a team from Inland Fisheries Ireland who are surveying the river for spawning Atlantic salmon. Declan Cooke is their National Fisheries Habitat Development Manager.
It's a really important time for reproduction for salmon right now, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. It's at this time of year the salmon start their spawning. So they've been running into the system since about June or July from the sea, and they've been resting up in Conn, which is about 15 kilometres downstream from where we are now. And they've now arrived in the area where they're going to carry out the spawning. So they will pair off, the males will fight to establish a female that they can breed with, and then they will cut into the gravel, dig a kind of a pit, and the female will deposit her eggs into that and then cover it over with the gravel.
Of course, we have that magical fact about salmon, that they are faithful to the river. They keep coming back to that river generation upon generation.
That's right. As they grow in the river, they become accustomed to a particular taste, a particular sense of that river itself. And even though they're thousands of kilometres away in the North Atlantic feeding, they will make their way back to that very river when they themselves go to spawn.
The patches of upturned river gravel the Atlantic salmon use as nests are called redds. Downriver, the Deel flows through Crossmonlina, where inspectors Michael Wilson and Eddie Doherty continue their survey. They're looking for redds to get an indication of salmon numbers this year.
So you do this regularly, do you?
Normally we would start November, and we'd be doing the reg count right up to about the second week of February. This year I have a feeling it's going to be down in numbers to 2021 because we didn't have a good salmon run.
Counting the redds is a time-consuming process. The inspectors have to wade slowly through the river to search for them.
Eddie, tell us what you found there. You spotted something.
This pile of gravel you see here built up, there's about 3 redds there. This is where the fish have deposited their eggs.
And 3 redds, does that mean 3 separate fish spawned in 3 separate areas?
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's a good sign?
That's a good sign, yeah.
The River Deel is part of the Moy catchment, and it's one of our better rivers for salmon. But data from many other catchments paints a grim picture. In the mid-1970s, about 1.7 million salmon returned to Irish rivers every year. Today, that number has plummeted to just 150,000. In freshwater, habitat loss and water pollution are the main problems. In the oceans, the climate crisis has been a significant factor in their decline.
They're a cold water species, so there are huge implications in terms of climate change on salmon populations. First of all, in the rivers and streams, during the summer months, we're finding that the water temperature is becoming excessive for them. And that's why trees along riverbanks are so important to provide that shade. But also then when they go into the marine environment, a lot of the food that they rely on when they're feeding in the North Atlantic, it's moving further north to find a sort of temperature regime that suits it. And the salmon are having to follow then further north to find that food and to grow in the marine environment.
And as if the plight of this majestic species isn't already challenged, now a new, potentially devastating threat has emerged: the alien Pacific Pink Salmon species. It was introduced into Russian commercial fisheries in the 1950s. Scientists believe that warming sea temperatures due to the climate crisis may have enabled them to prosper.
It was first noted in Ireland in 2017. But then in 2019, they seem to be increasing in numbers. In 2021, again, there were a few more. So we're getting worried about it now. We know that in Norway, some of the rivers there have really received huge numbers of them in the recent years. And we're just nervous that this might start happening in Ireland. They could have a big impact on our native Atlantic salmon.
What could that impact be?
Well, essentially they take up the space that the Atlantic salmon would normally occupy. They spawn earlier. They tend to be very prolific when they do sort of establish populations. So essentially their juveniles will outcompete the juvenile Atlantic salmon for food and for space in our rivers. And it could end up really being a sort of a last straw for salmon populations in Ireland.
The IFI is asking people to report any sightings of pink salmon in our rivers. Meanwhile, stopping water pollution and restoring the Atlantic salmon's freshwater habitat are two crucial ways that farmers and landowners can help immediately.
Declan, like so much to do with nature, I suppose what happens on farms is really important. Farms, especially that border rivers. Just talk me through a few key things that farmers can do to protect the rivers.
Well, one of the main things that they can do is actually fence off rivers. There are a lot of rivers that are just exposed to animals moving in and out of the river, defecating, standing on the substrates in the river, the stones and the gravel, often introducing sediment from the land, breaking down the banks. The river needs to be undisturbed for the salmon to thrive. But allowing trees to grow along a riverbank is also critical because they provide shade and shelter. They provide a sort of a habitat for insects hatching out of the river. So there's a lot of different ecosystem functions that the trees would serve, and it's really important to have them along our rivers.
Back in Crossmonlina, Eddie and Michael have nearly completed their survey of this stretch of the River Deel.
Before he went in, Eddie was telling me when he was about 7 years old, he'd come here and there were salmon jumping everywhere, really abundant. And so it's hard to imagine, I suppose, the loss now and how we think this is normal when it's not. So it'll be interesting to see what they find when they come out. Are you frozen?
Holding up there.
Overall, what's your sense of the numbers?
There's 14 reds in total on that little stretch we walked there.
14?
14.
Yeah.
That would be about half of what we got last year.
Half of what you got last year?
Yes.
So how should we feel about that then?
Well, it's early days yet. Right up to the second week of January, you could still get more fish coming up here if we get a little drop of water in the river to come up and spawn yet on it. So we're not completely downhearted yet.
The shocking decline of the Atlantic salmon in our rivers is devastating. The future of this iconic species, so intertwined with the story of Ireland, is more precarious than ever.
Unless we can really implement our conservation programmes in the major catchments in Ireland, we could be looking at a situation where we've little or no salmon left in the wild in Ireland.
What do we as humans lose if that happened?
There's such a sort of heritage and history associated with them in Ireland. They used to be on one of our coins. There are so many legends surrounding salmon. I think from a natural history point of view, it would be a terrible loss to the Irish people.
Coming up after the break, a summer's day in a lavender field and organic beef farming in Tipperary.
People are realising that this is the way to go, mainly because the inputs that we've been using are not only becoming way more expensive, but many